Hello students, today's topic is on product positioning. Product positioning is a third important step in the process of segmentation, targeting, positioning, and then differentiation is there. But first, we have discussed about what segmentation. It's like the meaning of segmentation, the need of segmentation. We have discussed that why the company should have to segment the market. Then after that, we have discussed about the basis of segmentation. Basis in the sense on what basis the company should have to segment the market. So basis that we have discussed was about demographic. Then we have discussed about a kind of geographical basis. Then we have discussed about psychographic, then behavioral. So they're all about the segmentation, where we have discussed the meaning and then the basis of segmentation. Then we have discussed about the targeting. The meaning of the targeting means that once the segment have decided, once it is going to be have segment into different subunits that are identical within their particular area and distinct from each other. After that, what we have did, then we have to, as per our customer can say concentration, as per our targeting strategies, then we're going to have targeted that particular segments, right? First one we have discussed about undifferentiated segmentation, sorry, targeting. Then we have discussed about differentiated targeting. Then we have discussed about concentrated targeting. Then we have discussed about the strategy, that is customized targeting strategies, then product specific strategies. So we have overall discussed about the five strategies under targeting. Then after that, once the segmentation finalized, then the target of the particular segmentation is decided. Then what kind of strategies the company should have to adopt to position their products into the mind of the customer, and that is called the positioning is what, when a customer can able to distinguish your product from the competitors without any kind of, you can say, stress, putting much stress on your on their minds, then it is called a positioning, right? So that is the first. Product position refers to the place that a brand occupies in the minds of the customer and how it is distinguished from the products of the competitors, right? So that is the positioning. When as a customer I can able to distinguish the products from the particular competitor, right? For example, if I have uh, a car from Suzuki, then I can distinguish that brand from the other competitors with that, and that brand, how I'm able to distinguish, because that brand is associated with different kinds of attributes, right? Once I can memorize the brand, then I can able to memorize the attributes also that can associated with that brand, right? The same thing is here, that in this particular paragraph that is on your screen. This particular paragraph is basically depicting a right, or can say consolidated meaning of positioning. It is the process of marketers use to determine how to best communicate their product attributes to their target customers based on customer needs, competitive pressures, available communication channels, and carefully crafted key messages. So here the four important can say criterias are there that the company should have to communicate very effectively about the product's attributes and the characteristics of the particular product. What is that? First is that communication should be based on customer needs. It means that whatever the advertising policies or advertisements the company has to prepare, whatever the different kinds of promotional policies the company have decided, these are all should communicate the features of the product that going to be satisfy the needs of the particular customer. It means that that advertisement is a kind of awareness that the company is created among the customer in the form of different kinds of tools, right? So, or you can say different kinds of messages they have provided through that particular promotional strategies, right? So that is the major thing. Then competitive pressures. It means that whatever the best communicative message is there, it should not only clear the needs of the particular customer, but it should also clear that in that communication that how a product is different from the competitor's product, right? That also the company should have to consider. First, they should have to communicate that how a product can satisfy the need of the customer. Second, in that message or in that communication, the product attributes should highlight in such a way that the product characteristics should highlight in such a way that it could be so different from the competitors, right? So that message, that product's attribute characteristics should be highlighted in a particular message in such a way that it clear the it clear the customers in that how it is differentiated from the competitor's product, right? So first one, customer need. Second, you have to clear that how the product attributes that we have is different from competitors. Then available communication channels. It means that in that particular target segment, what kind of different communication channels are available, right? It depends upon the company, right? For example, if you have a company that are producing, you can say, the products that are not widely distributed around the states or around the country. You are somewhat kind of middle section company. For example, if you have a milk product, you have certain kind of ice cream. So, what kind of available communication channel you have to going to use? That is based on your target particular segment plus the kind of availability of communication channels in that particular area. So, if as an ice cream company, ice cream manufacturing company, I should have to concentrate on the local areas communication tools to communicate my attributes of the ice cream to the customers. Like I can use the different kinds of hoardings in the sense the particular area. Then I can use the different kinds of you can say personal selling approach, right? I can distribute the samples of my ice cream so that the customers can taste it. So it depends basically. First, that attributes of the product should have to convey in such a way that it is satisfying the need. Then that attribute should have to convey like it is different from competitors. Then that attribute should be communicate with a available channels in a particular area, right? So that the message will going to the customer in more clear way. Then carefully crafted key messages, that is also the last and major thing, because whatever you are communicating, it should be crafted very clearly and very specifically, and you can say comprehensive concepts should be there. It should be include everything in that particular message about a product. So this is all about product positioning. Then effective product positioning ensures that marketing messages resonate with target consumers and compel them to take actions, right? That is the major thing, because once your message is clear to the customer, and it should be resonate means it should be vibrate in such a strong way that that message should be directly hit the mind of the customer, and they can able to, or they can compel, or they can motivate to take an action or purchase that product. Like if you have remembered, if you that Favicol ads earlier, it was so resonating one that once it's going to be have aired into the channels, then the sale of the particular Favicol is increased by around 25%. So that should be the quality of the message for of a particular product, right? Then product positioning is a form of marketing that presents the benefits of the product to a particular target audience. So that is we already have discussed in our second last point, that product positioning is a form of marketing. It's a kind of marketing that basically what it's doing, what it has made up for. It's made for to present the benefits of the product to a particular target audience. And whatever the audiences are there, the company should have to communicate the characteristics of their product so effectively that customers can be able to understand the product's quality and the features, right? Then positioning is something done to the mind of the potential customers. That is a major thing, because if you're going to have captured that particular area through your messages, then if you have create a kind of distinguished quality from the competitors, or you can able to distinguish your products from the competitors, and it's quite easy for you to have sell that product also, right? For example, Volvo says we produce the most secure cars. So whenever you have an brand Volvo in front of you, what do you think about it? Then you can think about security. It will going to give you a safe ride. That safe ride is basically a synonym of Volvo, right? If you have heard about Volvo, if you have seen that logo, then you're going to have in your mind that ride safety ride, right? So this is the way through which you can have communicate the messages and associate your products with the particular brand, right? That is the one more. Porsche is also one of the very, can say, luxury brand in the market that also have the world best small sport car. So that is the basically a way through which the company can create a kind of image and that branding into the mind of the customer, right? Then there are several types of positioning strategies. So first one is product attributes and benefits, associating the brand product with certain characteristics or with certain beneficial value. Just like in our last slide where we have discussed about the Volvo. Volvo have basically that brand is associated with the safety, security, right? That is the thing in the special sentence. Product attributes and benefit. It means that you should have to, if you have using the position strategies, then you should have to propagate the attributes and benefits of that product into the mind of the customer, so that through that brand they can differentiate your product from the competitors with the specific characteristics. Then product price, associating the brand product with the competitive pricing, right? So that is the kind of positioning strategy you can follow for the particular product. After attributes associating, you can associate the product price. So whenever the customer is seeing your product or seeing your brand, they can able to feel that this is the product that gives the quality with the low price, right? Like in the automobile industry, we are normally have considered the Suzuki's car are of less price but having good quality. We can able to get the different kinds of parts of the particular car in with very low price, right? So you can say that the Suzuki's car is associated with the low maintenance cost, right? So that is the way the brand has, you associate that particular product with the competitive pricing, right? Then product quality, associating the brand product with the high quality, right? So here it will have create a kind of product that gave a quality to the customers, then that quality is basically associated with that brand. So once the customer have seen your product, then they can able to recognize you that you are you are a company that have providing the quality products, right? A lot of if you take the same example of the automobile industry, then the customers are ready to pay the high cost for the car, like Volvo, like Mercedes, like Audi. Why? Because these kind of products, these kinds of automobile cars are basically providing the customer with the high quality of automobiles or cars, right? So it's the association of quality and a brand, right? Then product use and application, associating the brand product with the specific use, right? So if you have associate your product with certain kind of specific use, so whenever the customer, if the customer can associate your product with the specific use, then whenever the customer have need of that kind of you can say services, then they will definitely going to have remind your product, right? So that is the concept of product use and application. So for example, for this particular point, product use and application is associated with the product. For example, if you all have heard about the company JCB, right? JCB basically manufacturing the excavators. Excavators means those are digging the hole in the ground, big holes. So whenever the company have or the customer have need of digging that particular hole or excavators, then instead of the excavator, what the things they come in their mind, that JCB. So JCB is the application of that machine, the use of that machine. So even in current scenario, even if someone wants a particular service, then they are not telling that excavator. They are not using that word. They are using that I need a JCB machine. So JCB is now associated with the application of that particular machine services, right? Then competitors make consumers think that the brand product is better than the competitors, right? It's we should have to be create that kind of message or that kind of you can say uh, characteristics of the product should highlight in such a way that whenever the customer think about the competitors of your company, they should not have to satisfy themselves or convince themselves to purchase that competitor's product. They have to purchase your product only, because that kind of mindset the company should have to make of consumers, that they can always prefer your product as compared to the competitors, right? So that is the, you can say, the way the company can create a positioning strategies into the mind of the customers, right? So these are all about strategies. Then this is the last, that is called a process, such steps in segmentation, targeting, and positioning processes, right? That is also the part of your unit. Initially, it is mentioned in your unit that process, segmentation, targeting, and positioning process. So it's also have certain steps. First step is what, identifying the basis for segmenting the market. That is a market segment that is associated with the market segment that is on in your sky blue color, and that is the navy blue color is what the first step. Identify the basis for segmenting the market. It means that what kind of base you should have to choose out of geographical base or demographic base or a behavioral kind of base or a, or can say psychographic base. What kind of base you should have to choose based on your characteristics of the product. That is the first step. That is that process required in the market segmentation. Develop profiles of resulting segments. Now what happened, once it is decided what should be the base, then you have to develop the profile of that resulting segment. It means that you should have to now decide the profiles of the segments. Like this segment have this characteristics, this segment have this characteristics, this segment have this characteristics. So we have to able to identify the different segments in the distinct features, because as I already told you at that time, the segment should be similar within the group and should be distinct from each other, exclusive, mutually exclusive. None of the characteristics is matched between each of them, right? So once the profile have generated, so first step and the second step, the both steps has belongs to market segmentation. Now the third step is what? Develop selection criteria. Now once the profile has developed, right? For example, if I have a company that manufacturing the particular, can say, uh, ice cream. So that ice cream, so I now have to, I have segmented the market. Now I have to decide that what kind of market that I should have to target. What is the criteria should be there? Develop a selection criteria. It means that one one segmentation I have did on the basis of, you can say, demographic factors. So in the demographic factors, then I have segment the market for from 10 to 18, then from 18 to 28, 28 to 30, 38, like this, segmented the market. Now I have to decide that what is the criteria to sell my product. So I'm decided that should have to target the kids, because they are, if they are going to compel their parents to purchase the ice cream, then they are going to purchase it, and with that purchasing they can take certain ice cream for themselves also. So major concentration for me is on children, that is on, can say, age from 10 to 18, right? So first what I did, I developed the profile. Second what I did, I developed the selection criteria, which area should I have to target. Then select target segment. Once I can decide the particular criteria that I should have to target the children, then I should have to target the that segment where kids I have to uh, capture, right, for my sale. Then develop positioning for each target segment. Now, after when I've decided that this segment is I have to target, then what I should have to do? Then what I have to do? I have to now create a message, of advertisement strategies that highlight the characteristics of my ice cream, so that the children can able to, or can say, compelled to purchase my ice cream. For example, I can put the hoardings in front of the um, schools. I can I can put it the one of the stall there in front of the school, colleges, where I can give certain free samples also, right? So that from that way I can able to develop the positioning for each target segment, right? Then last one is what? Develop marketing mix for each target segment. Now what happens when, once I can able to develop the particular positioning strategy, that what could be the message, which of the particular customer mind should I have to target, then I have to develop the marketing mix. Marketing mix means what kind of marketing strategies then I should have to use. What should be the pricing of my product? What kind of promotional strategy I should have to use? What are distinct features of my product that I should have to concentrate? Right? Product, price, promotion, then place. What kind of distribution channels I should have to use to uh, communicate or to send my product to the particular customers. So they all have to decide based on a segmentation. For example, if I'm going to have target around a particular area only, then I should have to not much spend on the promotional strategies, because my major concentration should be on direct selling, personal selling. So personal selling, right? If I'm going to have target something beyond my state boundaries, then maybe I can go for the advertisements also. It depends. So marketing mix is basically based on the what kind of segment I have, targeted segment, and based on that, I should have to develop the positioning strategies for that particular thing, right? And that is sufficient.